What's up, YouTube? It's Knowledgeable Nick. I'm here to help you fuel your dreams with knowledge. The title of today's incredibly insightful talk is Attraction Isn't Bad, It's How You Act on It. Attraction isn't bad, it's how you act on it. Now, I am a very empathetic person, right? So I have to understand that you guys cannot clearly understand what I'm saying sometimes unless we write it out, okay? So I received some constructive criticism from one of my viewers that some of the content that I was sharing didn't quite make sense to them, and maybe I misspoke and misinterpreted some things that I was communicating. All right, so what I'm doing is now I've got the whiteboard out so I can clearly and effectively have empathy and understand you as a viewer and how you process information. Okay, so we've got the whiteboard out today, and we're going to be talking about attraction, what that is. That's a good thing. It's completely normal to be attracted to certain things. But then we have how we act on it. Can we act on it in a loving way or a lustful way? Now, let's define lust, okay? Lust is forcing a desired outcome, okay? Now, I am big on the props here. We're going to use Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan, all right? Your lust for power, okay, is what Obi-Wan says to Anakin. So you can have a lust for something like power or money. You can have lust for one of those things. It doesn't have to be interpersonal. It doesn't have to be a sexual lust, okay? So what I'm going to talk about is the three categories that I've come up with through my personal experience, making mistakes, living as a human being, being authentic and vulnerable with you guys. I was able to determine three categories of areas that I personally am attracted to, but you most likely also are as well. Now, this is not an extensive list. This is just perspective for you guys. Perspective, okay? I am not a doctor. I don't have a PhD. I am a human being who experiences life and makes mistakes, okay? And then realizes the mistakes that we have done and corrects them, okay? So let's get into attraction. So the first category of attraction is interpersonal attraction. So maybe I am sexually attracted to a specific female. All right, I'm sexually attracted interpersonally to a female. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe I'm romantically attracted. Maybe it's, maybe I've been watching a lot of romance movies and I am romantically attracted to experiencing somebody romantically, going on dates, having new experiences, things like that. Maybe I have an emotional attraction to somebody, and I'm using interpersonal. So these are just subcategories to explain interpersonal. Maybe I'm emotionally attracted to another human being. Maybe it is in a parent-child relationship. I want to enjoy the emotional experience of raising that child and guiding them through life, okay? And emotionally experiencing that interpersonal relationship. So I'm attracted to the idea of having kids, okay? Not sexually. That is a different category, all right? So we're not talking about that. Let's redefine attraction. This is something I'm drawn to. I want this. I desire this. Okay? I want this, I desire this thing. This is a thing I'm attracted to. I would like this to be part of my life and my reality. All right? So I may want a sexual relationship to be part of my reality, or I may want a combination of these. Maybe I'm interpersonally attracted to somebody spiritually. Okay? Maybe I like how much they're reading the Bible. All right? Maybe I like their social. Maybe they're my friend, and I enjoy the social aspect of that relationship. I like the way I feel around them. Man, they're the life of the party. We're having a lot of fun. I enjoy that. So I'm attracted to the social interpersonal relationship with them. Maybe you're watching this channel right now because you have an attraction. You're drawn to the knowledge that I share. You have an intellectual attraction to this specific YouTube channel, or me as an individual. So maybe you are intellectually attracted, okay? Now, these are all good things. Totally normal human experiences to want these things in life. Nothing wrong with that, okay? Let's move down to the material possessions, okay? Now, in one of my videos, I received some constructive criticism because I shared that I want someday to have some luxury items, okay? Now, it was brought to my attention that that may turn off some viewers because they may be seeing, oh, he's so materialistic. And what I specifically said was I like a Porsche 911 GT3 RS and maybe a Lamborghini Revuelto. Okay? I am attracted to those things, okay? Those are possessions that I maybe would like to enjoy if I can have them someday, all right? Now, I am not obsessed with those things, and neither should you be. That's going to be in the lust category. But I'm being authentic with you guys that maybe someday I would like to have a nice big house, and I would like to have some cool cars, and maybe I would like to have some cool Lego collectibles, okay? So money, now this is not an extensive list. Generally, it's going to be, I want to have money, financial freedom is more of an intangible, but money is the material aspect of that. I want a nice house. Maybe I want to custom build my home. Maybe I want a custom car. Maybe I want a 1950s car, a collectible car. Maybe I want Pokemon cards. Maybe I want baseball memorabilia. Okay? Whatever that material thing is, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having an attraction to those things. It's where we start going into those things being an idol, and that thing makes up my identity, where it becomes a problem. And what you need to watch is my other video, The Blueprint for Success, just shares some different perspective. And also I made another video called Turning Your Stumbling Blocks into Stepping Stones. That's going to talk about success principles, that we have an attraction to a dream. So I use the word dream or your why, and I give a few things in that description, okay? Those are the fuel for success, okay? We have an attraction to these things that we want, and our attraction causes us to act, okay? We can act in a loving way. We can act in a lustful way. We can act in one of those two ways. Now, I forgot what the other title of my video is, but I put it at the end. I specifically talk about basically it's the 7 deadly sins and what is the problem with those and what is the solution to those and why am I experiencing those things, okay? Now, lust is one of them. Lust is basically objectification in that video, and I totally am blanking on the title of that video right now. So being authentic, transparent, and vulnerable with you guys, I am blanking on the video. I'm being transparent, okay? We could maybe want intangible things. Maybe I want power or influence. Your lust for power, Anakin. You were attracted to power. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. All right? He had a lust for power. Now, that's an incorrect use of power. Desiring to have power is not inherently bad. I wouldn't encourage you to try and attain this thing, but maybe you're attracted to power, okay? Maybe you're attracted to knowledge. Maybe you're attracted intellectually to my knowledge. That's why you're watching Knowledgeable Nick, and my new tagline that I just made, I wrote it down so I don't forget it. I'm here to help you fuel your dreams with knowledge, all right? Fueling your dreams with knowledge, okay? Maybe you want more confidence. Maybe you want purpose. Maybe you want purpose. You were the chosen one, Anakin. All right? Maybe you want freedom. Maybe you want freedom, okay? Maybe you want the freedom, excess energy. Maybe you want the freedom to reimagine adventure, okay? Maybe you want the freedom to go travel or something like that, excess energy. Maybe you need a little bit more energy on your path to freedom, okay? Exploration of this world and this reality. And I'm using the natty lighting, so it's a little overcast today, and it looks like it's getting a little dark on the video, so hopefully you guys can still see this. Excess energy, it's delicious. All right? So I'm attracted to one of these intangible things, maybe, okay? That is completely fine. That is normal, all right? It is normal. Maybe you went to a church or something and they told you that that is not okay, that your rewards are in heaven. Now, that may be the case, but if life wasn't meant to be enjoyed, why would one of the promises in the Bible be, children, obey your parents so you can enjoy long life on the earth? So my long life on the earth and the enjoyment of the experiences that we're attracted to in life is a good thing. It's from God. God, you know, he created this reality for us to experience. Now, maybe there's another reality after that, after this, that you do or don't believe in. That's fine. And right now we're just focused on the now because we're in this reality, so we need to worry about how we're behaving in this reality, okay? We can worry about the afterlife later. Let's worry about this reality right now while you're watching this video, okay? So, interpersonal, material, or intangible, okay? It generally is going to be one of these categories. Now, I would like to have, let me be vulnerable. Let me be transparent and vulnerable with you guys. I would like to enjoy sexual relationships with beautiful women. I would like to enjoy the romantic aspect. There's this book called Wired That Way. And actually I have it right here for you guys. Bam! Wired That Way. It talks about, in this book, different emotional needs and characteristics of each person, okay? So here's one of the charts that you can see. So when we, why I like this book is because I like to experience genuine human connection. And there are generally four temperaments. The sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and phlegmatic is what they may call them. Or the DISC profile, D-I-S-C, and I forgot what DISC stands for. Dominant, influential, stable, conscientious, maybe. I did a DISC profile test to determine what I was, okay? I am high in the D an I category, but I'm also kind of a mid-level C. I'm not really an S character, okay? So one of the things is the I is we like to enjoy creativity and new experiences, okay? So why do I like this book? Because I may want a romantic, an intimate, emotional relationship with, maybe I enjoy one with a specific female. Maybe I have more of an emotional attraction to her. All right? And maybe I have more of a romantic a romantic experience. So two sanguines they're going to maybe want to do the more romantic stuff, okay? The more romantic stuff. Let's go have an adventure. My ex-girlfriend was on the sanguine category. So she and I were very experience-based. There was a very experienced, let's go do fun stuff together relationship at that time. So the sanguine is that. Now maybe your partner is going to be more on maybe it's going to be more of an intimate, passionate, emotional, nurturing relationship in the context of a sexual relationship, okay? Maybe it falls into that category. But wired that way, this helps us to understand maybe what one our partner is. Because everyone in here, it even says the different sexual preferences of each one. So a D or a choleric is going to be very, let's get down to business. Are we banging or what? Okay, let's get right down to business. They don't care about the emotional stuff. They care about banging. All right. Let's passionately, and that could be an emotion, but let's experience each other. Let's do the deed. All right. Let's get this done. All right. Now, every personality is different, so wired this way, everyone could be spiritual, but they could express this in different ways. And that's the beauty of relationships with people, whether they're sexual or not, is that I can enjoy each individual person for who they are and whatever kind of relationship that we have together. And we can learn about how each one operates, so I can have a more intimate, nurturing relationship, or I can have a more straight to the point relationship with whatever that person is, okay? And we can use communication to and honesty and transparency and vulnerability to figure out what we each want from that relationship. So that's really cool to be attracted to someone, operate out of honesty, and get to experience genuine human connection, okay? So, I went over that these things are good things that we could have, okay? Nothing wrong with any of these things, all right? These are black. I made them black because they're neutral. Red is bad stuff. Green is good stuff. So we're going to talk about we now have a solid foundation that this stuff is normal human experience that we can have, okay? Nothing wrong with that. How we attain this is the problem, okay? Attraction isn't bad, it's how you act on it. How do we attain this, all right? So there's two different concepts that I'm going to talk about. This is through my personal experience, the things that I've learned. We can either experience this through divine will, through God's purpose, the flow of the universe, Wu Wei, effortless action from the Tao Te Ching. You can learn about God's plan for your life in the Bible. Every single person on this planet was created in the image of God. They were created with specific gifts and talents. Maybe it's musical. Maybe yours is musical. Maybe yours is writing books, like Wired That Way. Maybe yours is more on the engineering side, building Lego creations. Maybe you like that. Everyone has a unique gift that you were created for in the divine will. Now you can You can choose to resist the divine will by acting in lust, or we could have boundaries and live in accordance with our divine will and experience the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, long suffering, all of those things when we're in the divine will. But now when we're forcing a desired outcome, manifestation, all right? I want that one person, all right? I'm sexually attracted to a specific female. I want her, okay? I want her. I have no regard for her divine will. I have no regard for if she even wants to be with me, or if God wants her to be with me. Absolutely no regard for who she was created to be. I'm sexually attracted to her. I want her. I'm going to use seduction techniques to get what I want, okay? Seduction techniques to attain a sexual relationship. Now, when I say that, let me clarify, I'm talking in first person here. In no way am I encouraging this behavior. I am just explaining one way that we can operate out of lust. So I'm attracted to this person sexually. I'm going to operate in the lust category to get to force a desired outcome using seduction. All right? What is seduction? Deliberate enticement. Deliberate enticement. Okay? You can use manipulation and deception to seduce somebody to get the desired outcome of a sexual relationship because you were attracted to them. Okay? Not good. Red, not good. We're not doing the red category, okay? Now, I learned my lesson doing the red category. This does not provide good results. This provides relationships full of deception and manipulation. This does not get us love. Doing this, you aren't getting that, okay? You can't do this and get that. They are on opposite side of the boards. None of these are in alignment with love. If you're doing any of these, you're operating in the lust category, not the love category, okay? If maybe I'm in a romantic sexual relationship with my partner, and maybe I gaslight them because I'm jealous. And once again, I can't remember the fucking video that I made, but it would have been published maybe a week ago upon this recording, okay? So at the time you're watching this, it would be exactly a week before, maybe 2 videos in the past. And man, my journey as an empath, egoic manifestations, I've got it written down here. Fuck yes, okay? My journey as an empath, egoic manifestations, lust, egoic manifestation. All right? We're not doing that, all right? That is an egoic manifestation. If you want to know what that is, you're going to have to watch that video, okay? I'm leaving you on a cliffhanger, being transparent. I'm sowing a seed about another video. I'm making you aware that another video exists, honestly, that you're going to have to watch, because we're not talking about that in this video. And I'm having boundaries. I'm only talking about one concept at a time in each video, okay? Limits to protect so you can understand the concept, all right? So if I'm doing anything in the lust category to achieve this, it's not love, okay? Let's move down to now deception is concealment, okay? So in that other video, I talk about how polygyny is normal for men. This is a normal thing for men. And, but the problem is when men are not honest and they cheat on their partner and they conceal their true desires and they secretly have a porn addiction while they're in a monogamous relationship when really they don't desire to be in a monogamous relationship, and they conceal the truth because they're scared of transparency and vulnerability. What if I lose that partner because I am not being honest with them? Okay, so I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use deception and cheat because I don't love them. And ladies, what if we are jealous and we don't want to accept the fact that men are like this? Okay, so ladies, let's not use. Okay, all right. Everything in the red is bad. So if I'm talking about this concept, it's just how I'm talking about it. I want to clarify, red is always bad. We are not doing that. No, we are not doing that. I'm just saying this is what's happening, okay? I'm using examples. I'm talking maybe in first or third person to explain what is happening, okay? Maybe ladies, maybe you do the crazy Latina, and you pull out a knife and you threaten with the knife, why did you like that other girl's Instagram post? And you threaten to kill him. Do not do that. Manipulation, okay? There's this video of this one girl, she's just like makes her man make a video publicly that she's his and that hot boy summer is over, okay? And she's like grabbing him by the head and making him talk about that she's his only woman. It's an awesome video. Relationship goals. That was sarcastic, okay? She is like, hot boy summer is over. Hot boy summer is over. Okay, you guys got to watch that video. I think it was on Twitter, maybe. Just look up crazy female makes her man admit he's in a relationship or something like that. Hot boy summer's over. She's got like a Bronx accent or a New York accent. It's pretty funny. You guys got to watch that. All right. So, manipulation. So gaslighting, that's in the lust category. We're forcing a desired outcome because we don't love them. So ladies, you're not operating out of love when you're gaslighting your man. How about silent treatment, ladies? Men aren't probably not doing this as much. Silent treatment to get an emotional reaction, ladies, crazy Latinas, or any other nationality that is also crazy, but there's memes with the Latina knife memes, so I'm using that because I think it's funny. 911, what's your emergency? I liked another girl's Instagram post. 911 callers like 911 dispatchers like, so, and the person goes, I have a Latina girlfriend. And the dispatcher goes, oh fuck, sending units over right now. All right, manipulation, crazy Latina stuff. Aventura reimaginada. All right, we're talking about Latinas, and I wore the Spanish version of my XS custom sweatshirt you can't get. Okay, so that's in interpersonal relationships. We're not seducing, we're not enticing people, we're not distorting their reality, and we're not lying to them. Okay, we are not lying to them. All right, let's move to the material thing. The material thing. So actually, interpersonal, how do we do this healthily? So let's talk about how we do this the right way first, okay? Honesty, transparency, and vulnerability, okay? So instead of seduction, hey, I'm attracted to you. There's this concept called Mode 1 from Alan Roger Curry, where he just is straight up honest. Now, some of the things he says, I wouldn't recommend saying, all right? Very overtly sexual things that I would not personally say or recommend saying, okay? Disclaimer, honest, direct communication is how we have interpersonal communications without seduction. This is love. When you love women, you tell them the truth, all right? Hey, ladies, I think you're attractive, all right? I think you're attractive. I would be open to a romantic relationship with you, okay? Maybe it's a friend you have. Maybe it's, could be a coworker. Maybe it's somebody that you just met at Target or whatever, okay? Hey, I think you're attractive. I would like to have a relationship with you. Now, we gotta have boundaries. We're not hooking up with strangers, but we need to be honest about our intentions, okay? Well, hey, I'm attracted to you. Now, what is deception? I'm gonna pretend to be your friend so that hopefully someday we can turn this into a sexual relationship, gentlemen, because you're a bitch and you're too scared to be honest. Being a bitch. None of that. None of that. Not being a bitch. Now, let me be transparent and vulnerable with you guys. At one point, I was scared to be authentic with women because of emotional attachment to outcomes. Lust category. So why am I talking about this? I'm real with you guys. I learned this from personal experience. I want you guys to know this information, personal experience, things I've done wrong, deception. Maybe something will just happen if we're just hanging out, we're just friends. Hopefully something will just happen. All right. Not good. Not divine will. That is lust, forcing a desired outcome, okay? All right, so sowing seeds. Now, how do we sow seeds, all right? So maybe I want an interpersonal relationship with that person. We're sowing seeds. We're making someone aware that we're attracted to them. Hey, just want to let you know I think you're attractive. Or how about I just sow a seed? I'd be nice to somebody. Be kind. I'm going to use the word kind because nice guys means weak guys generally, and women are generally not attracted to weak men who are not sowing seeds. They're pretending to be. See, a nice guy is using deception. Women are not attracted to that because the nice guy's using deception, which is a manipulation lust tactic. Naive, lusty men are thinking, oh, if I'm just her friend, I'm going to get some pussy. Okay? Not happening. Not happening. All right? That is deception. And if that for some reason worked, let's just say pretending to be gay to get invited to the girl's sleepover and then confessing that you might actually be bisexual. All right? I have not done this. I have not done that one. But that one's I'm deception. Let me pretend to be gay to get invited to the girl's sleepover. Then maybe something will happen, all right? So we're not doing that, all right? That's not love. That's lust. That's deception. But we're sowing seeds. Maybe I don't necessarily need to, maybe I don't even feel attracted to them right off the rip. Maybe I'm not sure yet. Maybe I should just be nice to them. And then at some point, I'm going to be honest. Be kind to them. Maybe I'll just say, hey, good morning. Maybe it's a coworker. Hey, good morning. How's your day going? Okay, how about that? You could say something like, cool cool excess energy sweatshirt. I actually have the same one. Now that would be deception. That would be a lie. I know you don't have the same one. I know for a fact you most likely do not have the same one because you can't buy this, all right? I'm honest with you guys. I use affiliate links. Affiliate links in the description. I'm sharing information with you, and I would appreciate, I share this with you for free. If you are interested in this book or an excess energy drink, you buy that from the Amazon affiliate link or the Amway affiliate link. That I'm partners with both of those affiliate companies, okay? And I get paid when somebody clicks the link and buys a product from that, okay? So I am sowing a seed right now. This is a marketing tactic. Let me talk about a marketing tactic. I'm sowing a seed, letting you know that this is available. You don't have to buy either of these things if you don't want to. I can tell you that this version is caffeine-free, mango, pineapple, guava, and it has 280% of your daily vitamin C and no added sugars. All the sugar comes from natural fruit juice. This is good for you. I like this flavor. There's an 180-day money-back guarantee on this. If you buy one off the link, even if you drink it and don't like it, you get a full refund, okay? Why am I partnered with that company? Because they're fucking awesome. Why am I partnered with the Amazon Corporation? Fucking awesome. These two things give me an opportunity to sow seeds in the love category to get some more money. All right? Now, I'm not using any manipulation or seduction. You can have your own boundaries. You can choose, I don't want to buy that product. I don't want to buy that book. Or I want to buy that book from another place, which is completely fine with me because I am not lusting for you to buy this stuff. But what we're doing here, now let's get back to the interpersonal, the boundaries part. In my flawed video, sexuality is not sacred. It is, sexuality is not shameful. It is sacred. I talk about boundaries in relationships. Boundaries is another book that you can buy, okay, from the affiliate link. Boundaries, great book, all right? So boundaries in relationships, and in that I am just talking about relationships need to be in a lifelong commitment for this to work if it's going to be a sexual relationship, okay? That's how we protect ourselves and others. Boundaries. So watch that video. Now there's some things in there that I may have said that are incorrect. One of the feedbacks that I was specifically given, apparently it sounded like I said that ladies, it's okay to watch porn. I in no way meant to communicate that, okay? I was talking about different sexualities, and you can watch that in the video. Sexuality is not shameful, it's sacred, all right? Nobody should be watching porn. Not good, all right? So boundaries. These are limits to protect ourselves and others in interpersonal relationships because we love them, okay? If I love them, I need to protect my relationship by not hanging out with them all the time. I need my own space. I need to have some space in my relationship where I have boundaries for myself and others, all right? So I need my alone time, so does your partner, all right? Other people need their own alone time. Maybe we are having boundaries around the sexuality aspect. We're not doing these kind of things in this relationship. These are limits to protect because we love the people that we are attracted to. This doesn't have to be sexual. This could be in parent-child relationships as well. This could be in boss-coworker relationships, or church, or if you're involved in a cult for some reason, like Scientology. Or whatever it is. And I'm not even sure if Scientology is a cult because I am not part of that. But you need to have boundaries between between your spiritual group members, okay? These could be emotional boundaries, all right? If I'm in a relationship, a masculine, feminine, friendship-only relationship, I probably shouldn't be talking about intimate sexual fantasies that I have with them. And because maybe they might have the same one, and then we might start acting on it, all right? So we should probably have some boundaries that we should be putting in place so that we can have healthy, love-based relationships. All right? So let's get on to material. So sowing seed. So let's just quick recap. I'm honest. I tell them my intentions. Maybe I don't know my intentions right off the rip, but I'm telling them my intentions, transparency, and vulnerability. I'm sowing seeds, making someone aware that I'm a kind person, that I'm super attractive, that I am literally Prince Charming. All right. I'm making someone aware that I am Prince Charming. All right. And I am also setting boundaries where we're not crossing any borders to protect them. All of these are love-based ways to achieve this thing we're attracted to. Then we've got the material category. All right. Same thing here. Material, money, house, cars, collectibles. I'm attracted to these things. I would want these things to be part of my life or my reality. Okay? Now, what if I am doing a business and I am enticing or manipulating people? Let's just say I am using a network marketing or MLM, which the Amway Corporation falls into that category, and people will oftentimes be motivated. They're in that business because they can get more money and better things, but then they act out of lust and they manipulate people. You're going to be a millionaire if you sign up to be in my deal. Dude, you've got to get in this, dude. I met some millionaires and I'm telling you, you are going to be a millionaire, okay? Right? Things like that. What is that? Lust. We're not talking about that. We're not doing that, okay? We would sow seeds. Hey, I am part of this business. This is what I do. Now, some people will do deception. There was some legal issues with the Amway Corporation in the 1970s due to improper income disclosures. People were lying about how much money they are making. All right. Now, I just started the YouTube channel recently, like 2.5 weeks ago here. Actually, at the time of this filming, you'll see this probably in 2 weeks from now. So maybe a month ago I started this. At the time of this filming, let me be transparent with you guys about some of the ways I'm making money. I, with my Amazon affiliate link, have earned a total of 62 cents in commissions at this point. 62 cents. And one of them was me buying a product from the link from my personal YouTube channel just to make sure that the links worked, okay? So I think I received around 20 cents from somebody who bought the synchronicity key from my link. And I am very appreciative and thankful for the person who did that. I can't see who did that. I can just see what was ordered and how much commission. So being authentic with you, not being deceiving, I have currently earned 62 cents with the Amazon affiliate link. And at this point in time, I have received $0 in Amway commission just because my channel doesn't get very many views. I'm probably getting like a max of 48 and generally around 10 views, okay, at this point. That's me being authentic with you guys on where I'm at. I'm not going to claim I'm making bazillions of dollars right now. I love you guys, so I'll tell you the truth that this YouTube channel is sharing my knowledge to help you empower yourselves to chase your dreams, because I love that concept and I love the idea of just making the video. I'm enjoying the process of the video making and the experience of sharing with you guys, okay? But I have attraction to maybe want some more things, okay? So I'm not a super materialistic ego maniac. I just know I have an intangible knowledge of how to make some extra money. And I use these companies and the YouTube platform to hopefully do that using the skills that I have in the divine will. I'm hoping that this is part of the divine will for my life that God has created for me, okay? And maybe at some point I stop doing the videos and do something else. But at this point, I believe I am in accordance with the divine will, because I'm acting in honesty, sowing seeds, and I'm setting boundaries with you guys. All right? This is to the best. Now, my views may change in the future. Maybe I realize I make a mistake, or I said something incorrect like I did in one of those other videos, and I didn't share in the best way. So I'm authentic with you guys, okay? Now, material. Now, I can seduce someone. I can deliberately entice them to get in my pyramid scheme, which are illegal. I'm not in that. Not in that. Federal Trade Commission deemed the Amway Corporation to be not that in 1979. They are a legitimate business that owns the Orlando Magic. The owners of Amway own the Orlando Magic, okay? I don't think the National Basketball Association would let a pyramid scheme own the Orlando Magic, okay? That doesn't make any sense, all right? But seduction, maybe I'm deliberately enticing someone. Dude, watch my YouTube video. Dude, if you watch my YouTube videos, dude, I have so many cars. I'm going to help you be a fucking millionaire, okay? Deliberate seduction, deliberate enticement, okay? Maybe they are deceiving you and they had leased or rented that car, and it's an Airbnb actually. And they're distorting your reality through manipulation. Now, this could be emotional. This generally is emotional. Hype up, sign up. Hype up, sign up. We're not doing that. Hype up, sign up, okay? You're going to make bazillions of dollars. I made $1.2 bazillion with this business, all right? We're not doing that. All right, so that's ways that we could lustfully force a desired outcome for more material wealth. Maybe I lie to someone about the product I'm selling and tell them that it has features or benefits that it does not have. All right, that would be deception. That would be, maybe I tell someone it's healthy, like, dude, I found the healthiest product. It's this, whatever it is, okay? We're getting them emotionally hyped up to buy something using gaslighting techniques. We're not doing that. None of that. None of that. All right? So what would be in the divine will for us, to attract these things, okay? Honesty. Hey, I operate, I do these affiliate programs. I have partnerships with them. That's what I am sharing with you guys. And I make money on that if you buy stuff from the link. Honesty. I can satisfy my attraction for more money by sowing seeds, letting you know that I like this product and that you can support me and my financial goals if I helped you by buying something from that, okay? Now, house, cars, collectibles, whatever it is, I want to do that. Now, we're just sowing seeds. We need to have something we have ownership in. some sort of business, okay? Now we have boundaries within that, okay? Not everyone's going to be part of that business. Maybe some will be a customer, some will be business partners. Maybe you'll make music together in a business partnership. Maybe someone will listen to your music. Whatever it is, you know, that's up for you. That's your dream, okay? Whatever your dream is, whatever you're attracted to, I'm just here to help you live in alignment with the divine will and help you to achieve that. So boundaries, maybe we do not get greedy and gluttony with our money, okay? We can't, if I want more money, and I'm acting in the love category, I need to maybe have a budget, okay? Boundaries with my money, okay? So I can attract that. We have boundaries are required for healthy relationships and healthy material stuff, okay? Boundaries. All right? Now, as far as the business goes, you need to promote yourself. You need self-promotion by sowing seeds, okay? Pepsi, I'm just going to use that because they're a big company, and I have no affiliation with Pepsi. But anything that's on a Super Bowl commercial, they're just sowing seeds. Drink Pepsi, it's good. Buy from DoorDash, okay? They're sowing seeds. They're not manipulating you. They're just sowing seeds, okay? They would be manipulating you if they're telling you propaganda, okay? Let's just say Pepsi was saying, Coke makes you gay, all right? Now, I may have said Red Bull makes you gay, drink excess in my other video as a joke. Maybe that was in the propaganda category. I'm not sure, but I thought it was pretty funny to say that, all right? Disclaimer, there is no evidence that Red Bull makes you gay. But, so sowing seeds, just letting you guys know I'm sowing seeds about some of the other videos I make, okay? So that's just what I'm sharing with you guys about the material stuff. We can operate in love or lust. We're not forcing a desired outcome. Divine will is God's path for your life. Maybe you find out that a lot of money wasn't part of the divine will, okay? Maybe you find out that you're satisfied with just living a simple life. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe you just find you're satisfied with a regular house or one car or a bike. Whatever it is, you get to decide what you're attracted to, and you just operate within the boundaries, okay? Divine will, we're behaving in ways in accordance with the divine order of things, all right? So that's pretty much what I got for material stuff for you. I'm just going to go on intangible, and this one's going to be a lot quicker, probably. Your lust for power. Your lust for power. When you have a lust for power, you're going to do things that hurt your relationships, okay? When you have a lust for knowledge, you may start learning things. I personally started reading books that I shouldn't have been reading. Learning some concepts, like seduction concepts, that I should not have been learning. And I don't encourage you to learn that, okay? So I had a lust for more knowledge or confidence. Maybe I wanted to feel more confident so I could get interpersonal relationships. So now I'm acting in that way. I'm forcing it. You're doing too much. Purpose. Everyone has a purpose, okay? Now, Anakin is a perfect example of this one. Anakin Skywalker. All right? You were the chosen one, Anakin. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. I hate you. Okay? Whatever it is. He had one of two purposes, okay? He was going to be the chosen one to bring balance to the Force. The chosen one, bring balance to the Force. Purpose, divine will. He shares with Obi-Wan that he's building my new galactic empire. All right, my new galactic empire. Okay, he wanted purpose. He was using manipulation and killing a bunch of younglings to get his desired outcome. His lust for power caused him to use dark side energy. Light side of the Force, Jedi, Sith, okay? He used dark side of the Force is lust for power. Maybe freedom. Maybe he wanted freedom from the Jedi Order. Lust, okay? Lust for power. He used manipulation and violent tactics that are not good. All right? How do we attain the intangibles that we want? Power, knowledge, confidence, purpose, and freedom. All of these come from our divine purpose in life naturally. When we align ourselves, when we're honest with people, when we sow seeds, one way to sow a seed might be sowing a seed into my own brain by reading the Bible. Reading a quote that says, trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. Submit in all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. I'm sowing a seed into your brain out of love, using knowledge so you can attract something that you want in the divine will. In the divine will that you have, in the purpose that you have in life. Okay? So all of these things are attained through our divine will. Now, you could have the illusion of these things through lust. If I attain these things through lust, it's just an illusion that I have power. Look, I have the power to seduce. Just an illusion. Maybe it does work, but it doesn't really work on most people, and you probably shouldn't be doing that. All right? You definitely should not be doing that. Okay? When we're in alignment with the divine will, it says in the Bible, God gives us a spirit of power and a sound mind, not of fear. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. That's an attachment issue. Divine will. So when we're honest with what we want, transparent and vulnerability, man, I would like to know more about this topic. I feel weak. I would like what if I used my power to influence the world around me for good? The Bible says in Psalm 82, you are God's. You are God's. And it then describes what the gods were doing that was wrong and what they can do that was right. Psalm 82, you are God's. Defend the poor, relieve the oppressed, take care of the widow and the orphan. That's pretty much the gospel. That's what the Jesus was talking about. All right? Defend the poor, provide for the poor, relieve the oppressed, and take care of the widow and the fatherless, which is basically like single mothers and children that are fatherless, okay? Widow, let's use that term as single mother here, because widow back in that culture is different than what widow is now, okay? Widow just means your husband died, okay? You could be a widow and be taken care of financially very well. In that culture, widows were not. Widows were basically dependent. Women were completely dependent on men in that culture, and you can learn about that in some of my other videos. But boundaries. How do we have boundaries? Maybe let's only use our power through love for good, okay? That's how we have boundaries. Let's not use our knowledge of seduction to influence people negatively. Let's use boundaries through love, and use our knowledge of honesty and sowing seeds can get me the same result. And once I realize that, I can maybe have confidence that I can just be honest, and when I'm honest, I can have the confidence that when I'm honest with a female, hey, I'm attracted to you. I'd like you to be, I would like to take you out for dinner or whatever it is. All I'm doing is finding out if she's part of my divine will or not, part of my path or not. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. But we are unattached from the outcome. We are just being honest and letting her decide. And maybe she wants to be, maybe she doesn't. And if she doesn't want to be, that's awesome, because she has her own divine will that God's going to take her on. And maybe you're not part of it. And that's completely fine, because God is the most important thing, not the things we're attracted to. Not the things we're attracted to. All right, so we got purpose. When you're in the divine will, you're going to have purpose and you'll have freedom, okay? The Apostle Paul was in jail and he was completely free spiritually and emotionally. He's just enjoying his time in jail. All right, just singing and all that good stuff, okay? Because he knows he's into the divine will and what he was supposed to be doing. Hopefully what I'm doing is divine will, YouTube video. So hope that all makes sense for you guys. I cranked out this full hour for you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this and it was beneficial for you. Check out my other videos.